What's up, YouTube? I'm No Names Whatsoever. I'm a huge sports enthusiast, and every single one of my videos will be about sports. For my first video, I'm going to go over MLB Opening Day, which starts tomorrow night. I'm going to go over all the first games for every team, and then I'm going to make my way too early predictions for the MVPs, the MVP candidates, the Cy Young candidates, and surprise teams and overrated teams. And you might be surprised by some of the things I say. You might not agree with me. If you don't, I'd love to hear what your opinion, and if you do, that's great. Please come back and watch more videos. The first game is tomorrow, and that is the Miami Marlins versus St. Louis. I'm going to spend the most time talking about this one because, you know, it's actually opening night. St. Louis still has a really good lineup. Everybody knows they lost Pujols, huge loss. You're not going to get somebody back who automatically hits between 320 and 350, 30, 50 home runs, and, you know, as much run production as he made. Probably the best player in the MLB. He's good at defense. He's amazing at the home plate, or at home plate, and he's just really smart. They still have a decent lineup though. Lance Berkman playing first now, and then Carlos Beltran either in center field or right field. They'll be a decent team, but they're not going to make the playoffs. I just have that feeling that I just don't have a lot of love for the Cardinals, and I don't like to be biased, but I just don't see them doing anything unless they're one of the surprise teams. You don't know yet. And then the Marlins. I think the Marlins are gonna challenge who they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna go to the World Series simply because I don't know if they have enough depth in their rotation and bullpen. I just don't think they can do it. But yeah, they're gonna be a good team in the National League. National League's definitely a lot weaker now with Fielder and Pujols gone. The National League's up in the air, to be honest. I don't know, but I have Miami winning that game. Like I said, it's a toss-up. I don't know much about either of those teams. I know the starting pitchers are probably Wainwright and Johnson. A really good pitching matchup. Sorry. The next day, which is Thursday the 5th, the first game is Boston at Detroit. Detroit is probably the best team in the American League, and I hate saying that. Okay, just to get it out of the way, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm not always going to choose the Yankees to win every game or go to the World Series because I honestly don't think the Yankees will this year. Good team? Probably, yes. Great team? Probably. Good enough to win everything? I don't think so. I'll get to that later, sorry. But Detroit is going to be killer. They have an unbelievable lineup. They have an unbelievable starting pitcher. They're going to be good. They have a lot of role players that always step up. And Cabrera's going to have an incredible year. He always does, but this year will be Hall of Fame number career. And then Boston. Too many questions. They have a huge ego as head coach. And Valentine. Ortiz had a really good year last year. I don't know if he can repeat that. Pedroia's going to have a good year. Ellsbury's not going to have the year he had last year. I guarantee that. I don't know what happened, but he had an amazing year last year, and I have no idea why. But I'm dragging this out way too long, so I'm just going to start naming. Detroit wins that one. The next game is Atlanta at the Mets. The Mets are going to be a good team, but Atlanta gets the win, mostly because of their starting pitcher. They might get 1 or 2 runs, but the Mets aren't going to score much. Next is Philly at Pittsburgh. Philly gets this win. Even with the Ron Howard injury, they're still a better team. Pittsburgh's going to be good in a couple years, but right now is when it matters, and Philly's way better than Pittsburgh. Next game is the Nationals at the Cubs. This was a really tough game to choose from because I don't know much about either team. The Cubs definitely in a rebuilding stage, and Washington just now kind of getting out of that rebuilding stage. Strasburg's going to be I think he's going to be a star. Give him a couple of years. If that shoulder or if that shoulder holds up for him. I hope it does. I don't like to see anybody get hurt. But the Cubs, Starlin Castro is gonna, he's gonna be an all-star. I don't know anything about the Cubs, to be honest. Nationals get that win. Next is Toronto at Cleveland. Toronto gets that win because Jose Bautista, he's gonna have another monster season. From now, he's always in consideration for the MVP award. I got a decent pitching staff, and they don't have a bad lineup either. A lot of people just think it's Jose Bautista, but no, they actually have a decent lineup. And then Cleveland, Ubaldo Jimenez has gave that organization so much trouble already. He just got suspended for 5 games, or banned, not suspended, banned for 5 games for a bonehead move he did, throwing at Troy Tulowitzki. I don't understand it. Cleveland's not going to have a good year. They have to get their locker room straight. Toronto wins that one. Next game is Miami versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a really good team. They just signed Votto for 10 years, $225 million. I don't know where they got that money. But Votto, if you don't know who Joey Votto is, you're not a baseball fan. Incredible player, top 5 in the league at the plate. Cincinnati wins this one. I already went over Miami. I'm not going to talk about them. And I also forget to mention your role players on that team: Jay Bruce, Drew Stubbs, Brandon Phillips. They have a really good pitcher in Johnny Cueto that's really under the radar too. They win that one. The next game is the Dodgers at the Padres. Matt Kemp will ride this team. I don't know how far. They have new ownership now with Magic Johnson and his group. Padres, major rebuild. It's at San Diego, so I don't expect a lot of home runs to be hit. But, Dodgers win that one. They're the overall better team. Andre Ethier is a really good player as well. He's underrated. I didn't want this video to go over 10 minutes, but obviously it's going to, so. Oh, well. And then Friday, the 6th, you have the White Sox at Texas. The White Sox have way too many questions. Is Dunn going to actually hit over 100? He's going to hit 40 home runs, but is he going to hit over 100? I liked Dunn. I have him on my fantasy team as a bench player, so hopefully he has a good year. Texas, even with the whole Josh Hamilton crap, Nelson Cruz is still really good. Their catcher's still really good. Their starting rotation is not championship caliber, but Yu Darvish, he'll be decent. I think they have him as the number 3 pitcher right now, actually. But Texas wins that one. Next one is Minnesota at Baltimore. Minnesota wins this one. Morneau and Mauer finally back to normal with health. They're going to have a decent year. Next is the Yankees at Tampa. Yankees win this one. Like I said earlier, I'm a Yankee fan, but Tampa's going to be a good team. They're definitely going to compete for the East title this year. If they're not, they're definitely going to get a wild card, one of the 2 wild card spots. But I think A-Rod's going to have a bounce back year. Okay, not a bounce back year, but a decent year with 25, 30 home runs. Jeter's starting to go downhill, but I think he'll have one more good year. And then their pitching staff's going to be fine. Everybody's worrying about it. It's going to be fine. Next is St. Louis at Milwaukee. Milwaukee wins this one because Zach Greinke is starting that game, and Zach Greinke having an incredible spring training, and if he can carry that momentum into the regular season with him, they're going to be tough to beat. Now, granted, he pitches 1 game every 5, but they still have a decent lineup. Can Braun bounce back after the huge steroid talk? I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for Ryan Braun after that. All right, the next one is San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco's starting rotation is incredible. They have Brian Wilson to close out games, Fear the Beard. Buster Posey's going to have a decent year. San Francisco wins that one, even though I really, really do like Arizona. Arizona is a very young and up-and-coming team. Justin Upton is one of the best young players. He has the best potential to be something in this league. Next game is Colorado at Houston. Houston is going to be the worst team in the MLB. There is no questions asked. The only person they have is Carlos Lee, and he is, 700 years old. He's a terrible player. And no, they're not going to do good at all. Colorado wins that one easy. Next is Kansas City at the Angels. Angels win this one. Pujols has a huge game, as always. Kansas City, they're up and coming, but the Angels are here right now. Yeah, I just don't see. I think the Angels and Detroit are going to have a really good, when they play each other during the season, I think they're going to have a really good series. And then the last one is Seattle at Oakland. I could care less about this game. They already played some in Japan, which was a terrible idea. Why would you play some in Japan? But Seattle wins this one. Hernandez is pitching. That's why, not because of any other reason, to be honest. Neither of the teams have a good offense. I really have to hurry through this. My MVP candidates in the AL are Fielder Cabrera and Jose Bautista. You could throw in some names. You could take some out, whatever. In the NL, I think Votto is the clear-cut MVP right now. He's a great player. Then, Upton and Kemp, they'll be there. The Cy Young in the AL is Verlander, period. Verlander has another huge season. Unless he's Sabathia, Hernandez, Lester, Casimir, somebody has just an incredible year. I don't think anybody's going to dethrone or decrown Verlander. In the NL, there's too many pitchers just to pick one. I don't know how they do it. Holiday, Lee, Greinke, Cueto, Johnson. Of course, at Wainwright, I'm missing some, but yeah, I don't know how they do it. My surprise teams in the NL are going to be the New York Mets and the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are going to have a huge year. They're going to win the Central. My word's on it. They're going to win the Central. And then the Mets, if Johan Santana can stay healthy, David Wright has a good year, and they find someone to make up their production between Jose Reyes, they'll have a good year. A lot of people are counting them out already, but I wouldn't. In the AL, there's a lot of teams that could really make some noise. Toronto, they've been there, but they're going to make the playoffs this year. I guarantee it. Baltimore, they're up and coming. I don't know if they're going to make that push. Mark Reynolds strikes out 700 times a year. Yeah, I don't know, but they might be in there. Tampa Bay, they lost a lot. Not a lot of people are talking about Tampa Bay. I don't know. They might be where you live, but where I live, you never hear about Tampa Bay, so that's why they're there. I don't know if I can actually consider them a surprise team. Minnesota, like I said, Mauer and Morneau are going to reunite. They're going to have a massive year. Delman Young, Denard Span, they're going to have a good year. I think they might make the playoffs. I don't know. And then the White Sox might. Like I said, if Dunn can have a good year, it's a possibility. I don't know. Too many questions. And then my overrated teams, Atlanta. They gave it up last year. Chipper Jones, their leader, their mentor, he's downhill. Bobby Cox is gone. I think he was gone last year. Jay Hayward, he's not there yet. He's a good player. He'll get there, but he's not there yet. Dan Uggla, he's incredible, but I don't think he'll have another breakout year. Yeah, of course he's going to hit 30 home runs, hit between 250, 270. Good. He's a good second baseman. Not the best in the National League, but he's damn good. And then Texas. Can Texas overcome the adversity? They dished out so much money to Yu Darvish. Is he going to pay off? They're a toss-up team. And, of course I missed some overrated. Some teams are underrated. So I think that concludes my video today. If you have anything you'd like to say, just comment or message me. I'll definitely message back or anything. I really appreciate you watching and taking time out of your day. If you like, please come back and spread my name, subscribe, or like the video. And if you don't like it, well, sorry, I just wasted your time. But I had a good time, and I'll see you guys some other time. Have a good day.